everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Venus and today I have a heat building stretch yoga for you. It is going to be about 20 minutes long, 25 minutes, and minimal cue. Please be sure to know the poses, the asanas before you're doing them, and use your breath to lead through each asana that you do. If you are under doctor's care, please talk to your doctor first and make sure it's okay before starting this yoga sequence. And also know anytime you need to use props, grab them at any time, keep them handy. We'll go ahead and get started in our shoelace pose, stacking one knee over the other. Sitting up really tall through your spine. The heels come beside your glutes. If you're unable to sit this way, you can always modify, placing one shin in front of the other, whatever is more comfortable for you. And then go ahead and lean forward and walk your hands out, breathing clear to the bottom of your stomach, rounding through the back. Hands out in front of you. Really breathe into your stomach. And then you are going to walk your hands over to the right side of the mat. Place the left hand on top of that right hand. Breathing. You can feel that in the whole side body. And then you can come up slowly. Breathing, and then cross your legs back into that shoelace pose or shin in front of the shin. Bring your arms up and then slowly bend over the legs. Breathing. As you take your hands to the opposite side, you'll feel a nice stretch again in the side body area. Keeping the chin tucked, breathing in and out through the nose. And then gently come back up. Uncrossing the legs. We'll go ahead and come into your staff pose. Going to sit up really tall through the spine, push into the heels. And breathe. Really pressing the whole bottom of your legs flat into the mat. I'm sitting up really tall. Just like tuck in the chin. Shoulders back. Take your arms, hands on the shoulders, and then you're going to rotate them around one way a few times. And then you can reverse and turn them the opposite direction. Feel a little stretch in the arms, underneath of the arms, through the shoulders. And then go ahead, lie down on the back with your knees up. Breathing. Let's bring the knees up, or keep the knees up, but bring your feet up a little bit past the knees, and you are going to bring the hands behind the neck, And if you need to tuck your back into the mat a little more, just roll up a couple times and back down. Then you can place your hands behind your head. We're going to slowly sit up, slowly tuck the chin. You can stay here for a second. And then gently come up a little bit more. Feel a nice burn starting in your stomach. And then raise up a little bit higher. Shaking occurs and the heat occurs. That's perfectly normal. Make sure you're breathing. And now you're going to lift up into a bridge pose, pushing way up through the glutes. There shouldn't be any pressure on the top half of your body. You're using the muscles of your glutes, your hamstrings, digging the heels into the mat. Feel a nice burn in the quadriceps. And then gently, gently come back down to the mat. Again, bring the hands behind your head. And you are going to lift the legs back up, feet just a little bit higher than your knees. And then gently lift the head. Breathing. Gently come up a little more. And then a little more. Feel a nice burn, maybe even a shake in your stomach. That's normal. Maybe up a little higher if you can. Breathing before gently, gently working your way back down to the mat. Bring the feet to the floor. Melting your bottom of your back into the mat. Let's bring the big toes together. Hands by the side and gently lift back up into your bridge pose. Again, no pressure on the top half of your body. You're lifting with your glute strength and your hamstring and quadricep strength. Keeping the knees tucked in. Pressing on your big toes if that helps. Before coming back down. You can pull your knees into your chest. Maybe one at a time. Maybe widening through the thighs. Nice little massage through the hip area. And then take your hands behind the legs and roll on up. Very good. And then we're going to go ahead and take a reverse tabletop here. You're going to bring your fingers pointing in towards you. Lift up through the glutes. Breathe. Navel to spine. Pushing way up before rolling back down. And then forward fold, really curve through the back, reaching way down towards your feet with your hands and breathing. And then slowly rise on up. And then the hands will facing towards you again. We'll come up into a reverse plank, pressing up through the hips, legs straight. Shoulders back, feeling some nice strength and burning a little bit going on in the arms, the shoulders. Breathing, and then slowly, gently come back down. We'll take that forward fold again. Breathe. Slowly rise back up, and you're gonna swing your feet around and come up into your tabletop, flat back. Breathe. And then come all the way up into that downward facing dog, pedaling out the legs and pressing back through the chest. Maybe sway the hips side to side. Press back. And then go ahead and come down into your plank. Back up. Strengthening through them arms, come back down. All the way into your cobra and then into your high cobra. If you're unable to do high cobra, you're welcome to just stay in low cobra. Keep a slight tuck in the chin. Pelvis in the mat. And then rise back on up into that downward facing dog. Press back through the chest. Come down to the knees. Into plank. We'll take our floating table back to plank. Floating table. Downward facing dog. Pressing back through the chest. Bring your leg up high, all the way through into your high lunge. Go ahead and come on up, hands above the head, dropping down in your knee. Hands come to heart space. We'll come into our humble warrior, bringing yourself down by the knee. Palms together, elbows out, palms pressing into each other. Feel a nice burn in the thigh, the quadricep. Smiling, come back up. Hands above the head. As you straighten out that front foot, you can adjust anytime before dropping down into your pyramid pose. Breathing, tuck the chin. Catch your breath here. Any time that you need to readjust on the mat, go ahead, just to have the correct posture. And then bring your foot back into your downward dog. Pedaling out the legs. Let's bring that opposite leg up high, bring it through into your high lunge on the opposite leg. Slowly rise on up, straight back. Sink even lower into your knee, hands to your heart space, and take humble warrior on the opposite side. Bring in the elbow down to your knee. Hands in prayer position in front of you. Breathing. Drop down even further in your knee if you can. Feel the heat. And then gently rise back up. Hands above the head. Come back into that pyramid pose. And slowly drop down. Again, breathing. And then gently walk your leg back into your downward dog. Pedal out the legs if you like. Press all the way back. Notice how your body feels before walking up into your forward fold. Breathing. Drop the head down, tuck the chin. Maybe walk your hands over to one foot on the side, one ankle, over to the other ankle. Stretching through the sides. Slowly come up, flat back. Breathing, slide back down. You're going to bend through the knees. We're going to come into our chair pose. Hands above the head. Dropping down and back through your glutes. Slide back. Should start to feel a little bit of burn in the thighs. It's normal. Anytime you want to adjust there, you can adjust. It's a good strengthening. Fold forward. Breathing. Come back into your downward facing dog. Last downward facing dog. Drop down to the knees. Knees over the hips. Walk the hands forward into your puppy pose, your chest opener, heart opener. Breathing. Very good. And then come all the way down. We're going to come into our forearm plank. Strengthening some more of the arms and the shoulders. And then come all the way down. Slowly bring your knees in. And let's take that wonderful child's pose. Let's have our knees together for this one. Big toes together. Arms in back. Rounding through the spine. Take some deep breaths here. 5 deep breaths. 5 deep belly breaths. Relaxing. Noticing how your body feels or has shifted. Oh, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. Let's make a circle with our head. One way, and then the opposite way. Again, thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I really appreciate it. And as always, I hope you enjoy your day. Let's place our hands together at our heart space. Close with the chant of Om. Let's breathe in. Om. Namaste.